My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love.
Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you guys are visiting, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. The reason I make these videos is for education. This is my fun and creative way to kind of give back to the community by sharing my opinions, my perspective, and my insight with you guys on these topics and issues that I'm discussing. It's my sincere hope that you guys will find value in these videos and continue to support this channel. This is also a way for me to kind of use the YouTube platform to spread my message of positivity and civility within the hobby. I believe that if we come together as a community and set a very high standard of conduct and civility that we hold each other accountable to, we will weed out all the bad actors that are currently trying to ruin our hobby, and we will be better off for it. We can be gentlemen investors, we can be lady investors, and we can do it very easily. All we have to do is just be kind, nice, respectful, and honest to each other. Super easy, guys. We should be doing these things anyways, but if we do it and we hold each other accountable to these standards, I believe that our community will be stronger, the hobby will grow, and the values of our cards will rise. So hopefully you guys will support this message. This is my mission statement. This is why I make these videos. Please support me. You can do that by subscribing, sharing, liking these videos, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. I know I did. But I'm ready for 2022. I'm super excited about all the new things that are gonna happen in the hobby this year. I'm really excited to be a part of that. I'm also really excited to continue to build upon the things that this channel that we started last year with you guys and see how far we can take it. So super excited about that. Appreciate all support from you guys. And let's get right into the video. Okay, so this year's video, 2022, the first video that I'm gonna put out this year, I'm gonna try my best to answer a question that I get all the time, and that is, are you a collector or are you an investor? And what is the difference between the two, right? So the reason I wanted to make this video is I feel like I got this idea from one of my day one subscribers, Mike, where he said that the hobby is currently having an identity crisis. You don't know if you're a collector, you don't know if you're an investor. If you're a collector, you don't like investors. If you're an investor, you don't care about collectors. And there's some conflict between the two groups. So this video, we're gonna talk about the definition between both of them, and I'm gonna give you my take on what I think is really happening and how you guys can apply that to yourselves, okay? All right, so let's start off with a definition of what is a collector. To me, a collector is a person where they put passion over profit. Passion first, that's their number one priority. They collect their favorite player, their favorite team, their favorite sport because it gives them some type of non-monetary emotional benefit, some type of sentimental value or something like that. And I'll give you guys an example of this, a pure example of this back from when I was a kid. So back in the day, when we were kids, we didn't really have a good way of buying or selling things except for at the card shows or at the local card shops. So what we would do is we would just trade. And when we would trade, we wouldn't look at the value of the cards. We wouldn't look at the Beckett guide. We wouldn't ask the other person what their cost basis was. We wouldn't negotiate with numbers. Instead, we would negotiate with cards. So for example, I'll give you a specific example that I distinctly remember as a kid is I had a buddy who collected basketball cards. I collected basketball cards. He was a Chicago Bulls fan, Michael Jordan. I was a Lakers fan. Magic Johnson was my guy back in the day, and then Shaq and Kobe, right? So we would open packs of cards, and we would see what players we would get, and we would trade each other for our favorite players. I would give him my Michael Jordan, which probably is a bad idea looking back at it now, but my Michael Jordans, my Dennis Rodmans, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, those guys, and he would give me his Shaqs, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Eddie Jones, Eldon Campbell, all the guys that I used to follow back in the day. And we were happy with that. That's what the hobby was about, collecting your favorite player, your favorite team, building out a collection, and just enjoying it for what it was, which was a trading card, right? But over the years, things have morphed as these things have started to get a little bit more monetary value, but it wasn't until really the pandemic boom that blew this hobby that evolved the hobby into what it is today, which is a legit asset class. As much as we want to say that it is a hobby and that we collect cards, we have to acknowledge that everything has a value to it, a legit monetary value, okay? Based on some subjective criteria, but nonetheless, it has monetary value. So now comes in the investor. So what is an investor? An investor is a person that puts profit first over passion. Profit first. They're all about the numbers. They're all about making money. And they can do that in several different ways. They can either flip cards, they can buy short term and sell it, they can buy long term and sell it, but whatever it is, they're in it for the monetary gain that they can get on their cards. And an example of this is what we see every day today. All the people that are buying, selling, trading cards all day, they're primarily investors because that's what they care about. Now, here's where the friction comes in. Collectors don't like investors because investors drive up the prices of the cards. It's very expensive to buy a box of cards to open. It's very expensive to go after the most desirable cards right now. Really unattainable for most collectors, really, right? And they don't like the investors because they think that the investors are driving up the prices just to make money. And that's ruining the spirit of the hobby. Now, investors, they're very happy when the prices go up and they don't care about the collectors. They don't care that the collectors aren't able to get the product that they want or aren't able to get the cards. That's not their concern. They just want to make as much money as they can, and they don't care necessarily, you know, how that happens. And when the prices go down, the collectors, they're happy that the investors are losing money. They want them to suffer, right? So there's this conflict between the two. And even for me, I get messages sometimes where people say, "Oh, I don't care about cards. I'm not a real collector. All I care about money." And that couldn't be further from the truth. All you have to do is look at my office, look at my house, you know, and see all the junk that I have amassed over the years. These are things that I collect, and a lot of these things don't have monetary value. Okay, I'm lucky that cards are able to be sold on the secondary market the way that they are, where I can actually make money doing it. But most of the things I have, you know, they're not worth what I paid for. Like this belt here, it's not worth what I paid for it. These pictures, these autographs, you know, probably I'll never get my money back from that. Okay, but I'm a collector of these things. But when it comes to cards, I'm an investor. All right, so those are the two camps that I have. All right, and right now the debate is either one or the other. Well, here's my solution to that. Okay, here's my proposal. Up until 2020, right, I would say that most people were collectors. You were not really an investor unless you were doing this full time. You had a card shop, or you were just like heavy into card shows every weekend doing this full time, right? Most people were not. Everybody that came in 2020 and 2021, the last 2 years, everybody that came in, they are investors, okay? And all the collectors that went into 2020 and 2021 and continue to collect, they are now investors also. The two camps have morphed into a hybrid, a collector slash investor, or an investor slash collector, however you want to say it. Whatever it is, those two are one and the same. And I'll tell you why. Now, this, you know, unless you don't care about the values of your cards at all, which is a complete lie, everybody does. Every collector knows the value of their cards, and they will take advantage of that value however they want, whether they cash out and sell it, whether they trade up and get the full value of the card to go into a different card, whatever it is, they have a value on their cards, right? Every investor that puts money into whatever cards they're buying or they're investing in, they're doing it because they like that card for whatever reason. They either like the player, they like the sport, they want to speculate, whatever it is, they're buying or investing in things that they like, and that makes them a collector also. So now everybody is a collector slash investor, and the reason that we're able to do it this way is because cards are a legit asset class, meaning that they do have value. They do have value on the secondary market. You can buy, sell, trade them pretty easily for sometimes a lot of money, okay? But that value is based on the collectability of the card, which is subjective. So we have to understand that. Collectors have to understand that Everything has a value now. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, everything has a value. And investors have to acknowledge that the value is based on the collectability of the card, which is subjective, right? So both worlds are together on this. And the reason that I want to point this out is because it doesn't have to be collector or investor, okay? It can be both, and it is both now. And we have to realize that. And the reason I want to highlight this is because we have to stop all the friction, all the conflict within the hobby. There shouldn't be separate camps. Everybody can be in the hobby, everybody can be investing, everybody can be collecting, and we can all benefit from it. And every subsection of the hobby is good for the hobby. Breakers, flippers, collectors, big time card buyers, small time card buyers, LCSs, you know, all that stuff, card show promoters, everybody that has their hand in the hobby that's making money some way, that is good for the hobby, guys. That's what I want you to realize. We should not have conflict with each other. We should not be criticizing each other. We should be promoting each other. We should be helping each other. We should be cheering and encouraging each other, because the more activity that's involved in the hobby, the more money that gets pumped in, the more money that gets passed around, that benefits everybody, because that will grow the hobby. All right. This applies to everybody. I got no problem with anybody in this hobby that's trying to make money, unless you're a bad actor or unless you're trying to scam any one of the members of the community. If you are, you know, we want those people out. But for everybody else, they are welcome, and that is what's making this hobby so special for all of us. That's what I want you guys to realize. That's the reason we're making that video. So again, just to recap, it's not one or the other. You're not a collector, you're not an investor. You're both. You're a hybrid. This identity crisis that we have, we need to get past this, okay, and start coming together as a community and encouraging each other so that everybody can win, everybody can succeed, everybody can collect the cards that they want, everybody can make money on those cards, and everybody is happy. And we continue to grow the hobby, and we get to that next level, guys. So that's my rant for today. Hopefully, you know, maybe you guys understood that. If you didn't, please comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe I don't understand how things work, but that's my take on it. Let me know in the comments. If you got any value out of this video, please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.
I'm the great curator, the ultimate gentleman investor. Yeah, the great curator always stays till the gold digging hour. So watch out, all you bad actors, 'cause you don't have the slabs to be kind and civil and polite to us all. I'm the great curator.